What's going on, everybody? Hashtag Data Spartan back with a new video today. And I am joined by Awais Farooq. He is the SVP of Strategy and Transformation, got that correct, at Crawford and Company. So, Awais, thank you for joining me, man.
Now excited to be here, Lance. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, not a problem. So really what I wanted you to dig into is use some amazing insights around using tech as an enabler, and then how that will go and enable the customer journey and the customer experience for insurance companies. So can you just kind of elaborate a little bit more on that?
Yeah, I mean, technology should make things simpler, right? I think I'm a firm believer of that. And everything that we look around us, from ordering groceries to ordering vehicles, everything has just been digitized exponentially, right? And it gives us that opportunity to do the same thing in the insurance world, from a distribution standpoint, from a claims handling standpoint, that entire experience from agency all the way through a conclusion of a claim and continuing on that policy, that experience has to be smooth for any insurance company to be successful. So it's important that organizations have an understanding of what their clients truly want.
Interesting. So in your experience, where's the disconnect? Why can't people do that effectively today?
I think there's way too much going on at the moment, and everybody's doing small pieces of many different things instead of looking at one journey as a whole. At least that's just my view and opinion. Is how do you make it consistent, repeatable, and digestible for people?
Interesting. So what change in the world do you think needs to happen in order to kind of connect those pieces that you were just talking about?
Yeah, I think we need to understand our client segmentation a little bit better, and what do they want, when do they want it, and how do they want it. And that's going to be the most important thing for us to realize. It's not necessarily about the technologies we have, but what does the client truly feel comfortable using? Whether it's WhatsApp, text messaging, or whatever that may be. I think that learning that experience is very important and quickly adapting to that.
Interesting. So in your opinion, what's the kind of balance between like, okay, I have to implement technology for my customer's experience, but then also my internal team has to kind of, manage and run that experience. If you were to kind of weight those two, how would you weight them?
Yeah, I mean, historically, I think the customer came in second, right? It's the companies realizing what benefits them, and then you go on to the customer journey. And the rapid speed of social media, we've now learned that people's experiences and how they feel about certain products can really accelerate a product and or diminish it based off of how people not necessarily perceive it, or sharing that experiences of what they believe. So I think that dynamic has shifted from have the company having control. For example, banking industry, right? You used to get paper statements nonstop, and it was just a process. And now you have it to where you're allowing people to elect and participate into, do they care about the environment and not having all that mail and all that paper going out. So it really depends on the dynamic of the customer and what they truly want. And I think that has become first versus just obligatory.
Interesting. Yeah, because one thing that I've seen, and I love your thoughts on this, is customers have an expectation where I want to get like service from you, I want to get what I want to know, but I don't necessarily want to interface with you because we're so used to like chatbots and like automation. Like, do you see that happening in insurance? And if so, where specifically do you think that kind of thing could add a lot of value?
Yeah, I think the chatbots are great, but I think there's a lot of work that needs to be done on the back end for them to be successful. So I've personally had great experiences and terrible experiences, right? And I think it's that human guided approach of, I'm in the claims world, and it's very important to know when to hold a customer's hand versus allowing them to be automated, right? I personally had a claim recently where I had 5 different adjusters doing 5 different things. It did not matter who was doing what. I was just getting the information rapidly, but it started to become a little bit cumbersome of now I have 5 different text messages that I'm trying to have to deal with. Who's picking up my vehicle, who is issuing me the check, who's taking care of the medical. All those things should be consolidated in a way where it should be for the customer, not necessarily for the company, right?
Interesting. That's a good point. So to kind of book in a conversation here, if you're watching this and you're like, look, I hear you, I want to better align my technology with my customer experience. What sort of actionable insight would you give that person that they can then take right now and then implement straight away?
Yeah, I think it is driving back to, what is the purpose of your business and how can you make that meaningful for the client. Insurance is a business of taking on risk and making sure people feel comfortable around that. And it's important for the client segmentation to be understood. It's important for technology to be understood and making sure we're deploying the right technology in front of the right people.
Yeah, no, that's really good insight. Well, everybody, hope you guys got some good value out of that. I know I did. Awais, thank you so much, man. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.